Good morning. It's May 3rd, 2018, and I gotta check my volume again. Give me 1 second here. What's going on? Gotta wake you up. That's not what I want. Oh boy. What is with Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? There we go. I don't know why that thing does that. I don't know if it went down last night or what. Okay, let me switch seats here because I don't want to be making too much noise. I'm probably going to be stuffing my face too, so I apologize, but I gotta eat. And this was too important to wait because I slept okay, but I didn't sleep that well last night. Not to say that I didn't get to sleep right away, because I did. Everything was fine, you know. I woke up a couple times, one more than normal. But this is over in the general section of Train Sim, and it's in a thread about a new simulator that I'm not necessarily attaching myself to, but I'm extending the olive branch out. So you guys can read that for yourself. And I think I owe an explanation now that I'm now that my throat is stuck. There we go. Now that I've gone into things and thought about, you know, I don't regret what I did, put it that way. It was coming. I was already thinking about this 24 hours ago. I really was. I knew in the back of my mind some of the things that were irritating me. And no matter what Run 8 comes out with, there's going to be certain things that still irritate me that aren't going to be addressed. And the things that they talk about that are going to be addressed, who knows when they're coming? You know what I mean? Now this sucks. I'm stuffing my face and I'm talking to you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll get a banana. Hold on a second. Just give me a minute. You guys can read this and I will explain very quickly. Be right back. I'm just going to finish this one granola bar here. Probably not the best time of day, but I wanted to get that out there so that people knew exactly what it is that's going on with me, what drove me over the edge. And it's just frustration. It's you know, I see so much potential and I get into the sim and there's so much about the sim that intrigues me. And it's basically an addiction. I've learned that addictions come in very big forms. And you know, I was weeding myself off for a little while, but then I came back because I missed the fun. I missed the visual excitement. I missed something. Well, you know something, there's a lot of different things out there that are interesting. But I really wanted to do something with railroads. I really wanted this to work out. And I've stuck with it for 6 years. And what ended up happening was, despite the direction that things were heading, it went a certain way and it was just like, whoops. Okay, so this is the AI and it's relying on a lot of people. And at one time we had the people. We had everything going. Every time I try to relaunch or do something else, or you get groups of people decide to go their own way or whatever the case may be, despite some of them saying they want to stick together, and it's just crazy. Because as much as people can do their own thing in Run 8, much more, and a lot of people are fine with that, and that's the crazy thing. A lot of people are just fine with doing it. And I've done enough videos. You can do all the single player you want, but be prepared. If you want to operate it 100% like I do, you're going to have a hard time being able to do that. I feel bad. Ski purchased this route for me not too long ago, and I was, like I said before, I wasn't ready for it. I basically said that, but I also said that that's the direction I wanted to head. The truth of the matter was, naturally, I don't think I would have ever got to the point that I would have been at that point where I would be able to get LA. I would have blown up before then, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Because Hobart showed me one huge weakness, and it really started manifesting itself last night. And that was what I was seeing coming out of the tags. Because how can you create, when you have so many trains, how are you supposed to create the image of what is basically supposed to be so many trains that come out of a yard on a daily basis, when the tagging system is asking you to do stupid and unreal stuff, while the loads are asking you to do stupid and unreal stuff like add DPUs and 6 engines to trains and all this other garbage? It's not realistic. My quota was 3.0 HPT coming out of Hobart. I've seen trains a lot, with a lot higher HPTs, but don't have DPUs. It's stupid. I'm not saying that an intermodal train can't have DPUs, but it's not that common as far as I'm aware. There's many trains that go without that. I mean, there's places where they actually run, like in Canada, they run single engine up front and they run a middle DPU. They do a 1-to-1-to-1 or something like that. To distribute their power, and a lot of times they're because they have middle set-offs. Because what happens is, for example, I think this is how it works, but I'm not positive on this. Canada doesn't really have a transcontinental railroad anymore, like it once did. They segregated the line that goes from the east to the west, and as instead of a straight line, Toronto is down south towards the Great Lakes, not too far from where I live, actually, in the broad scheme of Canada. And they decided to, instead of having the cross line that actually skips Toronto, they, basically it goes through Montreal, but the main transcontinental never went through Toronto because Toronto is further south into the Great Lakes. So what they end up doing is they come down to Toronto first, and that causes a lot of rebuilding of trains. So Toronto's kind of like a hub. But again, this is a logistics thing. I'm just speaking of, it really has nothing to do with what this is, but I just wanted to say, intermodal containers especially. I understand loaded coal trains, I understand cement trains, I understand that. There used to be a thing, especially even with RTS, the car forwarding software. We could randomly load trains. I forget if we had, I believe we did have the random loads or limits or whatever. If not, it was certainly possible. Or the loads were much more... No, they were random. I'm pretty sure they were, if I recall. It's been a while. But they certainly weren't fully loaded like they are now. and it's just it's requires so much HPT, requires so much power coming out, and you got so much power coming in that just adds to the amount of unrealistic stress. So yeah, I was there and I was thinking, well, I want to make sure I can do it. And there was people who were offering to help me in Hobart. I appreciate that. The problem was I wanted to make sure that Hobart worked by myself. And at times it would. At times you were getting the tags that were separating, but then all of a sudden you got the goofiness, is what I like to call it. And this is where it takes away, it really takes away from the way the simulator is supposed, well, I shouldn't say the way the simulator is supposed to be, but what logistics is supposed to be. I mean, it was 2 a.m. The time of the day, it could be 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It really didn't matter. The time of day means nothing in Run 8, other than what the eye candy looks like. And the spawning of the trains, well, last night we saw an example. There's 100 some odd symbols in, but yep. Think about this. San Diego is one of the lowest probabilities in my system for a train going to San Diego. And what happened? It spawned 2 trains in a row. That tells you right there. Even if you're taking in probability, for that to call the same stupid train twice, you know something's wrong. And I mean, yeah, it can happen. But I've seen it happen twice, actually. It happened with San Diego, and it happened with another train last night, I noticed. That one was the vehicle train. There was another train that happened, which, okay, it has a bit more of a higher probability, at least, to call trains from that section, but the whole probability system for trains suck. If anything, probability, as I've said, should be considered for engines. Give us a probability of the rare units. That way we don't see, we have to choose the random number generator to see, or give us a probability of what tags are called. But even if it did that, probability alone isn't going to solve it. Because I'm sure you could say that, there's an equal tag going on, but having the randomness or the craziness of the randomness, or the inability to go back and have a certain time and a way in which things call, it's crazy. I can't describe it anymore. So now maybe perhaps Hobart gets switched a lot more. Maybe this is totally unrealistic. Maybe Hobart actually has a lot of sorting to do. I doubt it. And I'm no expert at intermodal yards by any means, but what I would envision happens is people know relatively when a schedule is happening. Trucks have a cutoff time. I know that part. So they have to make that cutoff time if they want to make that train connection. Sometimes there's backups when there's higher demand. Higher demand's fine. I get higher demand. What we saw last night was not higher demand. What we saw was just stupid. 2 full train lines of the same symbol popping up. And then, meanwhile, I got stuff storing in yards that have been sitting there for more than 24 hours. And you could say, well, yeah, but sometimes they run small train. Actually, I've seen an intermodal train with 1 car on it go through Niagara once when they first launched this, I think it was the Toronto to Philly service. And they got rid of it because they tried to get it going. They had 1 intermodal car. And I remember seeing it the first time. You ever seen an intermodal train with 1 car? I've seen it. But that's when you launch something, right? So, for me right now, this post says everything. And I changed my tag and all that other stuff. I haven't really posted any more on the Wikia. I've been very I've been very, how would you say, um, I don't know, candid or whatever. Or, I don't know. You know, people were saying, well, we'll see you Sunday. And I'm like, I don't think you're going to be seeing me Sunday. I don't think I'm having a Sunday session. And I don't think I'm going to be having any other sessions anytime soon. And I feel bad about it because, you know, I feel kind of guilty because I know Ski purchased that for me. It's not because of what Ski did. And it's not because I rushed into LA too quickly. LA just proved to me why I'm in something right now that I don't believe in. But yet I'm addicted to the things that Run 8 are good at. So I give up. I try to ignore the things that tick me off all the time. And I just keep going because of the addiction. That basically has to stop. I was close in the winter. Had I been smart, you know, but the problem is winter you get down, you don't get to get out too much. I've had the opportunity to get out. I've had the opportunity to have had fresh air. I've had the opportunity to get my boat out. That changes you because now you're just like, okay, you start thinking about things a little bit more. And hey, if Run 8 can get their act together, but I know I'm a minority. I know I am. They don't even talk about random numbers over at the other servers or forums. I've never seen a post about the random numbers being flawed. I'm the only one that posts about it. Why? Because I'm a programmer. And maybe I'm one of the only people that actually push Run 8 to its true limits. Because, no offense to the other servers, but I don't care how good you think you are. You're not going to run 100% prototypical traffic with AI and all that other stuff coming in and out of Hobart. I'd love to see them do it. Would they be able to run Hobart at 1-to-1 scale? I doubt it. I don't care if it's a plus server, a plus server, whatever the hell it is. I don't think they can do it. Not when they're dealing with an entire network. And that's not, I'm not criticizing them. This isn't criticizing any server the way they want to run. If that's what makes them happy, good for them. But I've already had people come to me that have told me about particular servers that just aren't as realistic to them. And no, I only got 2 users on LA, so I mean, can't speak very, very highly about that. But we've held our own at times. Believe me. I think it's been me relaunching and getting back in, trying to get back in, giving up because something pisses me off again. Getting back in, you know, relaunching something always gets to me. And as a programmer, I know certain things can be done. As a programmer, I want to be able to build or be able to use my talents. I hate coding, but I want to be able to use my talents to go in there and fix these damn things. I want to be able to go in and get at real external dispatcher. I understand other people have problems. Good. Not good, but I mean, you know, good for them. They have problems. Okay, that's great. Well, why not open the damn thing up for competition? Why not allow people to explore the external dispatcher code? And why not let people go out there and build a damn AI dispatcher? Because I could do it. I could have done it a year ago. I could have done it 2 years ago. Had AI been in. I could have done this before AI even came in. Just like I built RTS before Run 8 came in. RTS was already built. Why? Because I was part of a beta team. But you see, I didn't have that luxury this time around. I burned too many bridges. And times, you know, okay, maybe I'm deserving of burning the bridges. There's been times, though, that I've been unfairly you know, when I'm trying to show them how to get around something and I'm banned because I show them a flaw in the program. Well, guess what? Run 8 is not perfect. I'm not perfect. But I'm very passionate about what I do. You can hear the passion starting to grow in my voice, even though it's 7:30 in the morning and I don't want to wake people up, even though, you know, the dog will bark all damn night disturbing me, but not while I'm sleeping, but thankfully. But yeah, it's you know, I don't want to wake anybody up or disturb anybody. I don't want to burn any bridges. I'm not out to burn bridges. I'm not out to get people to turn away from Run 8. That's not my goal. My goal is to get what I envisioned was possible. And unfortunately, you've got one of the best engines out there, physics-wise. This is in a thread of a new simulator being developed. Okay. So he's been looking for people to do graphics and all that other stuff. I don't know how much. I haven't even read all this full thread. I haven't gotten into the general section of Train Sim in a very long time. But I'm going to start watching the general section again, just to see what buzz is going on and what's going on. I know somebody's out there supposedly, with my blessing, to develop another RTS for Run 8. I haven't heard any more about it. To me, it should have already been there. I mean, if it was me, it would have been, even as much as I hate coding. Had I been that serious about getting it, it would have been done already. But that's me. That's not them. I don't know who's developing it. I can't even remember the name of the person who approached me. There's a couple people that approached me. It doesn't take much to program an RTS. Believe me. It's not that hard to do. It's not that hard for Run 8 to do it, too. I've actually volunteered. I gave him the code one time. I said, here, you want to put this in? Go ahead. I wasn't interested in money or anything like that. In this post, you see, damn right I'm looking for money down the road. I'm looking for a stream of income. If other people can make money off of this, I should be able to make money too. Not looking to be, you know, I'm not looking to replace my day job. I'm just looking to get a little bit of a stream of income going. That's all. A little bit of confidence. Maybe I'll develop other programs down the road from it. Who knows? But yeah, that's where I stand right now, guys. And this could get all the thumbs down in the world. I could care less. And it's gonna, you know, I appreciate the support. You support me, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you know, let me know. Let me know. I know there's people. I mean, I talked to, I won't mention names because I'll just get them in trouble. I was in email with somebody, and they totally understand what's happening with me. They totally understand why I'm at this point now. So, but anyways, I gotta get ready for that day job. So I thought I'd come on this morning. I got up early anyways, so figured I would share this. The post is over at Train Sim if you want to take the time to read it. And it's just, all it is basically what drove me away from it. And I was serious. I just went all in, or all out, I guess, and just basically changed my thing here, put RTS under construction. I'm not going as far as to change the Wikia, but if you look on Run 8 servers, you will no longer see RTS. It's gone. It's just, I said, that's it. It's not going to stay there. It's not in a flux or limbo or whatever. It's done. Will it come back someday? Maybe. But they got a lot of changes that need to take place before I'll consider it. At least me personally. Can't speak for others. I see other servers who have shut down over the past little bit, or are very slow. It's become basically back where it is, where you need a lot of people to get together that get, to either get along or follow, or basically get in line. Basically, you have to get in line. That's the only way big systems like that work. You have to get in line. If you want to be part of a big system, get in line. You know, that's the way it is. That's the way it shouldn't be, though. You should be able to run small numbers and have automation, and there was so much potential with AI. It just, unfortunately, the control that we used to have with RTS was no longer there. I couldn't just manually spawn trains and have an AI go in manually and AI every train. That should have been something that was in the AI system to allow you to spawn manual trains. Had that been in there, a lot of this issues would not be a case, and the only thing I'd have to worry about is the tagging. But, the tagging I could probably do, or I could probably come up with ways. There's ways around it. You can manually do things, but it's a lot more work, and I wasn't up for the work. I had enough to do. So, that's the thing. It's just too much right now. So, anyways, that's all for now, guys. I don't know when I'm going to be back. Who knows? I gotta take some time off. Just relax and hide my rail driver, just put it away for the summer, and use it whenever, I don't know. If somebody calls me up and wants to do Run 8, fine. I might be interested, but I'm not that interested right now, to be honest, to do any Run 8, so that's just the way things are. So anyways, guys, thanks for listening, and as always, you can post on the forum. I'm still following the forum and all that. The forum's going to be up, the wiki is going to be up. I'm still reachable on the regular forums as well.